Valerie Van Boeven, Register of LTC Expert Publications, along with my business partner, George Novison, who should be joining us shortly. Today we're going to talk about the 2016 Home Care Marketing Must-See webinar. So what I'm going to talk about today, I'm going to keep it fairly short because I know everybody's really busy. And by the way, happy holidays to everybody, and hope you guys have a great holiday season and New Year. So 2016 is going to be super fabulous. I just know it. And I'm going to tell you all the things that I've learned over the last couple of months that Google is looking for with regards to websites, both online and offline marketing. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So the agenda today is 7 important strategies for success in 2016, what Google really wants to see you doing online and offline. Offline means the in-person stuff, how to combine that. What is the approved senior network and how can you get involved, and why did LTC Expert Publications create this? It all comes down to what the big monster Google wants, and so we abide by those rules at all time, and we try to make the Google monster very happy, and I think we have. So I'm going to tell you a little bit more about all of that as we get to it. So I want to talk about a couple of things first. There are some things out there that are very confusing to folks. And so we want to just go over what these things are, because I think a lot of you may be spending money on stuff that isn't really doing you any good, or maybe presented to you in the wrong way or in a misleading way. So I'm just going to kind of review this, because I think there's about 2 million definitions of SEO, and we're going to kind of clarify that. So let's talk about that for a second before we get into the 2016 stuff. So why SEO and what is it for? So SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization, and it is the process of getting traffic, visitors, consumers, from the free, organic, editorial, or natural search engine results on Google, Bing, Yahoo, wherever they're searching, mostly Google. All major search engines, such as Google, Bing, and Yahoo, have primary search results where web pages and other content like videos, local listings are shown and ranked based on what the search engine considers most relevant to users. So what that big, long sentence means is that you need to make sure that your website, your content, your videos, your blog posts, the things that you're doing online are very relevant to the people who are looking for solutions to their elder care problems. And if you're not doing that, or not doing that consistently and regularly and uniquely, then you're going to find yourself nowhere near the first page of Google. And what we know is that 90% of searches that are going to convert are from the home or the first page of Google. So you need to be there. And when we talk about search engine optimization, what I want you to really know is this. Payment isn't involved as it is with paid search ads. So what we are not talking about, this is what SEO is not. It's important for you to know this. Paid search or pay-per-click or Google AdWords or Facebook ads or Facebook posts that have no backlinks to your website, sort of like a smiley face or a cute kitten or a video of a dog doing a funny trick. That stuff has no bearing on your website. So paid search, pay-per-click, Google AdWords, Facebook ads, anything you might be paying for online, yellow pages, yp.com, not helping your website if it's just stuff you're paying for. The free local listing, if it's got a backlink to your site, might help your website. Anything you're paying for, not helping your website. 1 blog post per month. If you never blog post, that's a no, no, no. We have a new puppy in the house. No, no, no. 1 blog post per month is also a no, no, no. You have to blog post every week at a minimum. Every day would be better. I know you don't have time for that. But putting 1 blog post up every month is not going to help you. You might as well not do anything at all. SEO of static pages of your site only. So if you hire somebody to go in and search engine optimize your About Us page, your Home Care Services page, and some of the other pages of your website, that's all well and good and awesome. And yes, that absolutely should happen. But you know what? If that's the only thing they ever do, you don't need to pay them anymore. You don't need to keep paying them monthly for doing nothing. If they're not adding unique, valuable content to your website, then it should be a one-time fee. So once those static pages of your website are search engine optimized, they really don't need anything else after that. It's the blog posting that helps, not the static pages. If you have no way to calculate your return on investment, if you don't get any reporting, if you don't know whether leads are coming into your website, from the natural search engine results, if you don't know that, then don't spend a lot of money on an SEO person. You need to have reporting. You need to be able to at least attempt to calculate that stuff, and you need to know what's happening. So all of this on the screen, I'm not saying that these aren't good things to do, because some of them are very good things to do, but they are not true search engine optimization. So I just want you to understand that. So if somebody tells you they're an SEO expert and they're going to do Google AdWords for you, not so. That's not helping your website. As soon as those Google AdWords ads are turned off, they're gone forever. They don't help your website in any way. So that's just my little stuff about SEO. So what SEO is, and what you should be getting from your SEO provider. So if you've hired somebody to do search engine optimization for you, and they have a weird definition of it, here's what you should be getting from them. SEO of your current static pages of your website, yes, but also along with that, weekly or daily blog posts that are search engine optimized, but not over-optimized. So in other words, if your keyword phrase is home care St. Louis, Missouri, you don't want them to use the word home care St. Louis, Missouri, home care St. Louis, Missouri, home care St. Louis, Missouri 500 times in one article. That is over-optimization and considered spam. Content should be distributed from your website, so every blog post that goes up on your website every week, that's unique, should be distributed from your website to social media. That is called syndication. And you want to make sure that your content isn't just on your website, but it's syndicated across a lot of different websites. You should have Facebook engagement, LinkedIn.com engagement, Twitter engagement, Pinterest engagement. If you have none of those, then Google isn't seeing any engagement for your website, and that's not correct. Backlinks from other reputable senior care websites to your website. So has that person gone out and gotten you some links or posted some articles on other sites that are appropriate for you? They would not be dog training websites or shoe websites. They would be elder care, senior care, home care, caregiving websites. Have they done that for you? They should. E-newsletters with your local content that encourage readers to engage with your website, click on content, and share content. If you don't have a monthly e-newsletter, you really should. It will increase your revenue over the course of 12 months by 10% if you have a valid newsletter that goes out every single month without fail. And we don't have time to go into that whole rationale as to why, but you should have one. So if they're not providing you with an e-newsletter service that encourages readers to engage with your website, then you're not getting good SEO. So SEO equals content plus engagement plus backlinks, and all of that equals trust. It equals Google's trust in you, and it equals your local community's trust in you. That is search engine optimization. You should also have a keyword content plan. You should have a keyword content plan that is consumer-driven and not job-seeker-driven. It's a big mistake, and it's made quite often by SEO folks. In other words, they will tell you that the keyword phrase home care jobs gets a lot of traffic, so that should be one of the keywords on your website. Well, guess what? You and I both know that no matter how much traffic the keyword, that's not the traffic you're really looking for. You may need some employees or you may need some caregivers, but you really want leads. So consumer leads, not caregivers. So home care jobs gets millions of hits every month. But that's not the keyword phrase that you should be using on your website. Home health aid is another example. An SEO person who does not work in the home care industry like we do will tell you that home health aid is a fabulous keyword phrase for your website. It's not a fabulous keyword phrase. It's the keyword phrase that job seekers in the home care market will type in to find out who needs a home health aid. So although some consumers may type it in, the majority of folks are going to be people already in the business, and that's not who you're looking for. So you have to make sure you're working with a company that understands your target market. They're not doing SEO for roofers and plumbers and lawyers and then turning around and trying to fit a square peg in a round hole by doing SEO for you. Home care is a much different animal with a very unique set of issues. And for you to be able to overcome those, you have to work with the right company. So monthly reporting at a minimum, keyword ranking reports. Every single one of our clients every single month gets a keyword ranking report at a minimum. Most of them get a full report with Google Analytics, all of their newsletter actions, Facebook, Twitter, everything. How you're doing on your keyword phrases. So if home care St. Louis, Missouri is your keyword phrase and you start out being not visible at all for that, a month later you should know how much visibility do you have now for that keyword phrase. Have you moved up in the pages? Are you on the first page today? Do you know? And you should be able to see that without having to Google all those keyword phrases yourself. And you should be given ways to help calculate your return on investment. So forms and phones are the easiest way to help you understand who's coming to your website and what they're looking for. So someone should be counting from your website, and the only way to do that is to have a tracked and recorded line. So education, consulting, and commitment. If your search engine optimization provider is not providing you with education, consulting on a regular basis, and a commitment to the home care market, then you might be working with the wrong folks. And also 24/7 support. I know our clients appreciate our support all day, many times a day if they need it, and we always answer them very quickly. So 24/7 support is super important. Expectations for SEO in 2015 and on to 2016. Make sure you aren't oversold. Getting to the first page of Google for any of you out there, if you're not already there, it can take up to 6 months depending on how competitive your market is. So you should always have a budget for at least 6 months worth of services from anyone that you're working with. You should review your program with the search engine optimization staff regularly. So have regular meetings. They should be more than willing to do that. And just remember that web designers are often not SEO specialists. So the person that can put together a beautiful, really not the person who can appropriately search engine optimize that beautiful, gorgeous website for all of the correct keyword phrases. Their talent and their skill is in putting together a beautiful website. They are not skilled in the art of search engine optimization. Those are two different animals. Search engine optimization specialists are often not home care SEO specialists like we are at LTC Expert Publications. So when you're looking for a company that knows home care SEO like the back of their hand, call us. So that is just my do's and don'ts of SEO for 2015, 2016. And now we're going to talk about all the 7 habits and the 7 things. I want to say the 7 habits of successful websites, but that doesn't sound very good. So the 7 things that you should have for success in 2016. I'm going to talk about some online stuff and some offline stuff. So the first recommendation is kind of just a laundry list, and we'll go through some of these. You need local SEO by town and city, not by county. So your website should be search engine optimized for the cities and towns that you service by like mailing address cities and towns, not the counties. Even though you're used to calling everything, maybe counties are the way people discuss stuff in your area. Town and city by mailing address is really what it comes down to, especially with a Google search. You need continuous original local content. So you need to make sure that you're having articles written or you are writing articles that are original to you. They're not on other websites. They're not taken from the New York Times. They're not taken from another publication and put on your website. It has to be original. If it's not original, you're looking at duplicate content penalties. Happens all the time. People don't even know it. You need off-site publishing, and that means that you need to have articles on other elder care websites. You need a local blog with a feed. So in other words, your website should have a blog, a page that has all of your articles on it. And that page should have what's called an RSS feed, a really simple syndication feed. If it doesn't, then you need to have your web designer put one on there. It needs local social media. You're a franchise owner. You don't want the corporate office's Facebook page and Twitter and all that on your site. You want your Facebook business page. Your local stuff is important. And you need a local newsletter. You don't want one, if you're a franchise owner, you don't want one that's just sent out by the home office with a lot of generic elder care content. It may be very well written, but it doesn't really get to the heart of what people are worried about, and that is having someone local to them service their aging parent. And of course, you need reputation management, and that means you need more testimonials all the time so that people aren't able to ruin your business by putting one bad review on a website. So that's kind of the overview. But here's success factor number 1. And this is really important it's always been important, but for 2016, it's getting more and more important. Google's going through another major algorithm, so you have to remember that. So your website is where we start. So success factor number 1, you need to have a professional image. So if your website is outdated, even by 3 years or so, you need to consider having it updated, the look, the feel, the interaction, and it needs to be designed for lead capture. So if you look at this screen capture of this website, you can see instantly that you have phone number in the top, phone number in the middle, you have get started buttons, you have ways to contact us. There's all kinds of places where people can go to get more information or to get started. It needs to be optimized for your local area. So in this case, it would be Charlotte, North Carolina. It needs to be mobile responsive, and that means that when you look at your website on your mobile phone, it should look big and pretty, not like a tiny little version of the home page of your website. If it's not mobile responsive, as of April 21st of 2015, your website was already penalized in a mobile search. So that means that they prefer to show mobile optimized or mobile responsive websites in the search engine listings first, as opposed to non-mobile responsive websites. So, and that's just not just meaning on your iPhone or your Android, but that also applies to our tablets of any kind. Tablets, iPads, stuff like that. So lots and lots and lots, maybe up to 40% of your consumer target market is using an iPad or an Android phone or a tablet or an iPhone, and you need to make sure that your website is mobile responsive because the searches they're doing are on those mobile devices, and you do not want to be penalized. You need to make sure you have clear calls to action. Tell people what to do next. Make a phone call. Fill out a form. You need to have unique weekly content. That means your blog posts need to be unique, and they need to be a minimum of once a week. And of course, you need to have a tracked phone line so that you can have that number dial straight through to your office, but record those calls so you know how many leads are coming in versus referrals versus solicitations versus wrong numbers and employment seekers. If you don't know that, you can't know how well your program. Number 2 is your SEO keyword plan. So here's an example of what a keyword plan looks like. So this is a client who told us what his top 10 towns were that he wants to service. And we have those keyword phrases prioritized by geography. In other words, the top 10 towns that he or she thinks is more important, in order by most important through least important. And we prioritize it by keyword phrase. We use this information to search engine optimize those static pages of the website, and we use that information to guide the weekly blog posters so they know which keyword phrases to rotate through every single week. If you don't have a keyword plan, then you're missing the boat. Local is where it's at, so you need to make sure you have a local keyword plan for your website. Success factor number 3, continuous content publishing. You blog post a minimum of once per week. The content should be 100% unique. So if you have hired someone to blog post for you or write articles for you, I want to give you a challenge, and that challenge is to go to a place called copyscape.com, Copyscape, C-O-P-Y-S-C-A-P-E, copyscape.com. And you want to type in or copy the entire blog post and then paste it into copyscape.com and see what comes up. There should be 0 matching results. If that's the case, then you know you have unique content. If you have lots of matching results, you want to find out why. And that means that potentially, not always, but potentially there could be some duplicate content issues. A minimum of 400 to 500 words per article. Anything less than that, if you have less than 400 words on a page, Google does not want to index that page. Optimize for top keyword priorities as well as many lower volume keywords. So we don't just optimize for the keyword phrases that you saw on my slide before, but what we also do is optimize your blog posts for lots of what we call long tail keyword phrases, because consumers type in a lot of different things. So we want to make sure we're optimized for all of them. You want to feed your blog posts to social media and to monthly e-newsletters. You want to publish your local company news, the people, events, and celebrations of your company, both internal and external, in networking events and community outreach. You have to be able to participate in order to make this work. And you want to publish articles with your key referral partners. So if there's an assisted living facility that you'd really love to get leads from, one of our greatest successful walk in the door, step in, get your foot in the door kind of programs is learning how to interview or request an interview with someone so that you can put that article on your blog and in your do a nice little expose on them and just really talk about the value of their service. They are a non-competitive senior service business. You put their information in a blog post and they appreciate it very much, and it gives you a chance to get in the door with someone you may not have been able to get in the door with before. So very valuable in offline publishing. Leads to online publishing, and Google loves that. So you also need to engage through social media. Facebook and LinkedIn are your two most important, right now, your two most important social media accounts for home care. If you were a roofer, a plumber, or you sold t-shirts in a local t-shirt shop, I might tell you something different. But for home care, Facebook should be your community outreach, and LinkedIn is your professional-to-professional outreach and connecting. So Facebook is where you would get consumers interested in what you're doing, and LinkedIn is where you get professionals interested in what you're doing. You want to feed the content from your blog to all of your social media. And for Facebook, you can always boost important posts. That's a form of advertising. You can invite everyone on your email list to like your page. You can use Facebook paid ads to build your likes on that Facebook business page. And you can also publish testimonials on your social media, and we do that for our clients. So there's lots of things that you can do with social media, but everything you do should link back to your website or your business. And that helps Google understand how important and how much your community likes to engage with you. Success factor number 5 is an automated monthly e-newsletter. It doesn't have to be fancy. In fact, the less fancy, the better. But you want to build the best email list in your territory. So whatever territory you service, you want to make sure you have a fabulous email list with all of your potential referral partners, consumers, adult children of aging parents, seniors, anybody who has an email address that you think might be on your list. Don't be shy. They can always unsubscribe. Publish quality information regularly, so all the articles that go on your blog should automatically go to your newsletter, and we can set that up. It keeps you top of mind and builds engagement, so you definitely want to do this. The person who did not need your help 6 months ago receives your newsletter today, and they realize that maybe this is the best thing they read all day because guess what, mom had a stroke last week and she's getting ready to discharge. So maybe they're going to call you next. That's why this is so important. Now this is something kind of new for us, so I wanted to talk to you about it. And this is what success factor number 6 is: authority, offsite publishing, and backlinking. So you want to make sure that you have articles on other nationally. So we encourage our clients, and what we do for them is we build authority through publishing on other sites. We give them valuable inbound links for SEO, and we use articles as leave-behinds and follow-ups. So in other words, everything we publish for them, whether it's on their website or on one of our websites, is always an opportunity for them to print it out or email the link to someone and to use it as a marketing tool. So we came up with something new because we know Google changed it, and local is really the focus. So every single client that we currently have Approved Senior Network. We have a national site, which you can see at the top, and then we have local websites that are in our clients' local areas. So for one example is the state of Connecticut. Now we have some clients in Connecticut. It's a fairly small state, so we just went ahead with the Connecticut Approved Senior Network. So any of our clients that are in the Connecticut or in the state of Connecticut are already in the Approved Senior Network. They don't have to do anything else. So they get articles every single month on Alzheimer's care written by them. We write them, we have them ghostwritten, but we publish them in their name. They're professionally written on Alzheimer's care, aging veterans care, home care options, reduced readmission rates, caregiver stress, and senior home safety. So they get their article published each month on the National Approved Senior Network site, but they also get content published on their local site. And each local site, like Connecticut, and then at the very bottom there you see Charlotte, has its own Facebook page, and it has its own information out there so that we drive traffic from their local area to the Approved Senior Network, and in turn that gives them more visibility in their local area and hopefully more business. So each of our clients will have their own local affiliation with a local site. They can put their badges on it. So like, for instance, one of our clients just asked us to put proud to be a recommended member of the Approved Senior Network on the bottom of their site. It links right to their page on the Approved Senior Network, give them some credibility. So the national site, everyone gets articles on. The local sites, our clients get their articles on their local sites close to them on all of these topics: Alzheimer's, aging veterans care, home care options, reduced readmission rates, caregiver stress, and senior home safety. These are important topics. They're important for consumers, and the reduced hospital readmission rates is important for professionals. So we gauge that so that they can use these articles in their marketing, whether they're marketing to consumers or maybe they need to leave behind for some professional discussion. So that is the Approved Senior Network. Google is looking for everything local now. It wants stuff local as possible. National sites are awesome, but we want to make sure that our clients are highlighted locally as much as possible. So that's the Approved Senior Network. Success factor number 7, build trust with reputation management. So you want to make sure that you have lots and lots of testimonials and that they're not just out there on one site or just on a static page of your website. They need to be in a place where they are valuable to Google, they're valuable to consumers, they're on a third-party site, and they're searchable by the keywords in your town. So in other words, we developed, this has been a few years ago, our website called seniorservicereviews.com. And this website is seen by Google as a valid review site. And our clients all have a presence on this site with testimonials. Each testimonial is sort of like its own blog post, and it has the stars next to it, and it has a great title, and it's search engine optimized for their local area. So these are searchable. People can find them, and they do show the 5-star rating or 4-star or whatever it is. As far as negative reviews, for senior service reviews, this is what we've done because specifically the home care market needs this. Anytime someone leaves a review, it's put in what's called a pending status. And our clients get to log in and decide whether or not they want to publish that review or not. If it's 3 stars and under, our recommendation is that they deal with that client or that disgruntled employee privately and get through that issue privately with them. 4 or 5-star reviews, if they're good, or they make sense, then it's great to publish them. They go out to the website. of their client. They go out to the social media. Google loves reviews. Of course, they want you to have reviews on their website, but we found that this helps kind of gauge any of those negative things that might come by, and that's really important for home care, especially when you're trying to develop trust. So this is kind of what everything looks like. It looks like a big, if you were to, like, I guess not have it so squished up, it would be kind of a big figure 8. So you have your website or your blog, and your blog articles for SEO and company news are on your website. And from your website, those articles go out to your e-newsletter and to all of your social media in the green. Your testimonials, they go straight to your website and they go straight to your social media once they're approved. And all the way over on the right-hand side, you see the approved senior network articles, both national and local, on the certain topics that you see there: caregiver stress, live-in care, home care, safety in the home, readmission rates, Alzheimer's and veterans care. And all of those articles go out to Facebook and provide inbound backlinks to your website or blog. So all of this works together. There is not one part that is better than all of the other parts necessarily, but the biggest thing to remember about 2016 is, number one, you need unique content on your website all the time. And number two, you need to make sure that you are present on as many local websites as you can be present on, not just your own, but ones that are valid and valuable to Google, like the Approved Senior Network local sites. So that's 2016 coming up, and we hope that if we can answer any questions for you or help you in any way, we will certainly do that. So if you do have a question, by the way, you're welcome to type it in now to your little dashboard you have there, and I will go through and answer those questions for you. I did put this in here. This is our SEO management tracking and reporting. So I said way back in the beginning that if your SEO provider is not providing you with good reporting, then they should be. And so here is just a sample of what some of the reporting looks like that we provide. So this is one of our clients. This is their keyword plan, and you can see that we report to them where their keyword phrases are showing up on Google. So Senior Care Newport Beach is number 3 on the first page of Google. Now this person was extremely new, so this was literally one of their first reports. If you saw them today, things look much different, and all of these are pretty much first page. But you need to at least get this reporting once per month. So SEO management includes a keyword plan for your local territory, track phone lines if you want them, we encourage that, social media publishing reports, monthly performance reports, active SEO management, meaning all the time new content, and SEO performance consultations. Getting on the phone with us or getting on the phone with your SEO person and saying, what have you done for me lately, is really important. And if they can't answer those questions for you, then you might be working with the wrong SEO provider. So if anybody has any questions, and I know, George, you're on the line, right?
Yes.
Okay, I can barely hear you. But
can you hear me?
So
no?
I can hear you now, yeah. Okay, so George is here too. If you want to contact George, it's 781-769-7295. That's directly to his office. Or you can email him at george@ltcep.com. Either way is perfectly fine. If you want to contact George, he'd be happy to talk to you more about any of the things that I just discussed, because this is actually a presentation that he put together. So let's see if we have any questions. Can we get a PDF of these slides? No, we do not give out our slides, but what I will do is I'll put it on slide share so you can flip through the slides if you want, but they will not be downloadable. When I send out the replay of this, I will also send out a link to SlideShare, which has all of the slides on it, not down there. And can you get on the Senior Network if you're not a customer? And that's a great question. Right now, it is limited to our customers or to the territories where we have built out the local websites. Then we might be able to add in people who just want to be part of the Senior Network, but we haven't committed to that. So that is yet to be seen. But mostly this is for our customers, because we know that all the things that we do are important. One of them by itself is not as important as having it all done correctly and done together, because it all works together. So anybody else have any questions for me or for George about any of the things we talked about for 2016? SEO, newsletters, content, blog posting, approved senior network, any of those things. If not, I think, George, we might be done. Let's see. Okay. Does your company provide articles for publications with 100% new content? Yes. The articles that we write for all of our clients are 100%. That means that we have between around 800 articles, let's say, per month written. And each of those articles are unique to one another, and they are not, they are completely unique to anything else we've ever published. And that is a hard thing to do. But we have lots of writers, and we have a few that write for us on a regular basis, and they write a volume of articles each week. So yes, each one of our clients receives a 100% unique article. And does that also include creating our e-newsletter? So Arif, yes, when we have a client, we put the newsletter together, we design it, and then it goes out automatically based on your blog posting. It goes out automatically each month. But we create all of the headers and the pretty pictures and all the stuff that matches your branding. So yes, we do all that. Your content goes out in the e-newsletter that we blog posted on. So there are articles that are present on your website. People can click through and go back to your website, because we want to drive traffic back to your website all the time. So I hope that answers that question. Anybody else have any questions for George or myself? And who will you contact? You will contact George at ltcep.com, or you can call 781-769-7295. Let's see, do you suggest MailChimp or Constant Contact? I suggest MailChimp. Unless you have a really big list, then I suggest Campaign Monitor. I'm not a big Constant Contact fan, never have been. Lots of reasons for that. I won't go into it today. I missed part of the webinar. Did you post pricing? No, we don't post pricing because that's something simple pricing, but we did not post it for this webinar. But you can email George, and he'll send you over the 2 different programs that we have. George at ltcep.com, or you can call him at 781-769-7295. The recording will be available in the next few hours. Someone keeps asking, is it MailChimp? MailChimp is okay. Campaign Monitor is the other one that I recommend. CampaignMonitor.com. Let's see, anybody else? Questions? Or we'll close it up. Okay, I think, George, we're good. So if anybody needs anything, please contact George, and if you need me, he'll let me know. But that's good for today. Thanks, everybody. We appreciate it. Have a great holiday season, and we'll talk to you in 2016. And Happy New Year. Bye, everybody.